Roads connect the world, cities to the countryside, people to businesses. And even though most modern roads give safe and quick passage to cars, bikes, to larger trucks and vans, some roads are dangerous. Whether it's the looming chance of a landslide, poor management by the government, or the ordinary wear and tear of concrete over time, buckle up as we drive on some of the most dangerous roads in the world. Atlantic Ocean Road in Norway. Norway is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. With incredible views at every stop, the Atlantic Ocean Road is perfectly safe to drive. Well, for the most part. The deadliest portion of the road stretches to 5.2 miles or 8 kilometers, going from Udem on Alroy while passing through the archipelago of Morog Romsdal on its way to the mainland. The dangers of this road are due to both its angle and the ocean, thanks to a bridge that rises nearly 300 meters at this very odd angle you see. In winter, the bridge's curves create a wind tunnel, which makes it very difficult to drive your car. On top of that, the ocean unleashes its mighty waves on this stretch of land. If you aren't lucky and drive along the road in a storm, your life may be at risk. To give you an idea, during its construction alone in 1983, this part of the road experienced at least a dozen storms, so the risk here is far from minor. Bayburt D915 in Turkey. The D915 is known as one of the world's most extreme roads. Right in between the Black Sea and the northeast Anatolia, this 66-mile road in Turkey has 29 hairpin bends along its route. And to make things worse, none of those bends has barriers or railings. So the only thing stopping you from accidentally driving off the edge is your own driving skills. In fact, it's so dangerous, portions of it close during the winter. It's simply not possible to hit this road thanks to the harsh weather and blizzards. Even if you drive carefully, heavy snow, avalanches, or landslides may kill you. But despite being this big red warning sign, it is still regularly used by locals on a daily basis. Dalton Highway in Alaska. Alaska has some of the coldest roads in the world, but there's one more extreme than the rest, the Dalton Highway. One of the most isolated roads in the world. If you can drive this road, you can drive pretty much anywhere. Stretching over 666 kilometers long, from Dead Horse to Elliott Highway, the Dalton Road is mostly used by truckers heading to or from Prudhoe Bay oil fields. For starters, the fact that it's in Alaska means the possibility of avalanches and cold heavy winds is high. The route also has challenging terrain with poor visibility. It's also not fully paved. Not only is this road dangerous, but a simple accident can easily turn deadly because it's so far from medical facilities or gas stations. You could easily starve to death if you got stranded without supplies. How long before the next stop, you ask? That'd be 240 miles. I mean, there's a reason even locals avoid this road in the winters. Karakoram Highway in Pakistan and China. This road is 4,693 meters above sea level and is known as the highest asphalt road in the world. Part of the historic Silk Road and nestled between mountains and glaciers, the K Highway connects the cities of Pakistan to China. The biggest risk you face is a deadly landslide, but it's also prone to flooding, heavy snow, and avalanches. The road started off with a deadly reputation, with 1,000 workers dying during construction alone. Despite all that, it's still a popular tourist route, thanks to the incredible natural beauty of the area. Winding your way through the second highest peak in the world and freshwater streams as you journey to the famous valleys of Skardu and Hunza, closed off during the winters, this packed China corridor is no easy path to traverse. Guoliang Tunnel Road in China. Building a road just to reach a village that was previously unreachable is all great, but the resulting Guoliang Tunnel Road to the village of Guoliang is also very dangerous. The construction of this 1.2 kilometer long road took 5 years and many deadly explosives to build. Most of the danger here comes from its very structure. No one is certain how sound it is. That is worrying, given that it's 600 meters at its tallest point and just 3.5 meters wide. For some perspective, this means that two cars can barely pass each other, without any lights or rails to offer a safety net to drivers. On top of the concerns about its structural integrity, the area is prone to rock sliding, mudslides, dense fog, and many slippery trenches you want to watch out for. Killar to Pangi Road in India. This road spans 70 miles or 113 kilometers from Kishtwar, a mountainous area of northern India. The road is so narrow, only one vehicle can pass at a time with steep inclines and declines, enough to scare the most seasoned driver. Leading into the Pangi Valley in Himachal Pradesh, hundreds have reportedly died on this road, with many believing that hundreds have also gone unreported. First up, these cliffs are among the steepest in Asia, with sharp drops of more than 2,500 meters and no barriers or guardrails to stop you from falling. On top of that, the terrain is unstable, and there are plenty of rocky overhangs. And just the Guoliang Tunnel Road in China, no one's really sure how structurally sound the road is, considering it was built hundreds of years ago and has seen almost no repairs ever since. Siberian Road to Yakutsk in Russia. The main reason why this road is considered so dangerous is because how incredibly cold it is out there. For context, this is the only place other than Antarctica which has recorded the coldest temperatures in history. Just consider the fact that wearing glasses here can cause the metal to freeze onto your face. Now that's a whole lot of cold. And if you think the winter is bad, wait till you hear about the summers. In the summer, the ice becomes mud, waiting to trap you. Sadly, this is the only road going to and from the port city of Yakutsk, so it's still commonly used. The fact that it's the only road also means that you need to keep your life supplies handy. If you get stuck, chances are the same thing that trapped you will trap anyone else trying to come to help you. So yeah, not the best place for a fun road trip. Skipper's Canyon in New Zealand. The Skipper's Canyon is a rather unique road in New Zealand thanks to hilly sections without any concrete pavements. The road was built at the end of the 19th century, some 140 years ago, to help people reach the mountains in search of gold. Hand-carved by miners, this unpaved road has sharp bends and is super narrow, which means that only the best of drivers can navigate it. To give you an idea of how dangerous it is, most car insurance excludes any accidents that happen on this road. Despite this, it still attracts people who want to admire its amazing views. Fairy Meadows Road in Pakistan. Fairy Meadows is one of the most beautiful places on earth, but to reach such a gorgeous place, one must go through some hard trials, including, of course, the road that leads to it. Only locals are allowed to drive on it in their jeeps, and not even the most skilled drivers with the best cars are allowed to go on it. Spanning over 16 kilometers in the Gilgit-Baltistan region in Pakistan, in 2013, the road was ranked as the second deadliest highway in the world, thanks to its treacherous, high altitude, unstable, and narrow mountain road. That said, the most dangerous part of the road is a narrow 6-mile ascent on an unpaved and highly uneven road, with no barriers to help you from falling off and plummeting to death. Did you know this entire thing is made of gravel, not concrete? So you'll never feel a solid grip on the road. The ride is extremely shaky, causing headaches and travel sickness to passengers. The roads are so narrow that near the end, you'll have to cover the last section by walking or on a bike. North Yungas Road in Bolivia. And lastly, the most dangerous road in the world, which claimed 200 to 300 lives every day up until 2006. The North Yungas Road is unofficially the most dangerous highway in the world. A result of high altitude, narrow expanse, and no guardrails. The road spans 50 miles connecting Coroico and La Paz. Nowadays, a new bypass is in place, so locals avoid it like the plague. Even today, local workers and backpackers have died using this infamous road. Tour operators also lead bike rides along the road, and it's believed that more than a dozen cyclists have died here in the last decade. But that still doesn't seem to stop thousands of foolhardy bikers from tackling the descent on their mountain bikes. So there you go, some of the most stem-winding, rip-roaring, and dangerously thrilling roads in the world. If you enjoyed our video and are always up for an exciting adventure, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and comment if you'd ever travel on any of these roads. Till then, happy and of course safe traveling.